Welcome to the American Contractor Show, the show that's all about American contractors living the American dream. I'm your host, John Dye. Each episode will introduce you to contractors just like you who have beaten the odds and leveled up their game to become the dominant force in their markets. Together, we'll explore the tools and tactics that unlock the secrets to their success. Join me as we begin the journey that leads to the realization of your American dream. And welcome to the show, everyone. This is the Thursday edition of the American Contractor Show. I really appreciate you tuning in today to join us as we continue to help contractors and help our industry elevate, become better, and grow. And I'm so excited about today's episode. We have April Hall with us from Storm Consultants LLC. She's going to be discussing, we're going to be talking today about innovation and how the new breed of contractors, the next generation, is coming up to really help change the landscape of the industry and learn and be educated in what they're doing differently that's helping our industry grow and change. And it's exciting, I think. And I think one of the big things that is really the most exciting is watching all these young entrepreneurs come into our space and really look at our businesses and look at our industry and find new and innovative ways to make what we do better. And if you're not paying attention to it, you're missing out on an opportunity to help people learn and really just see exactly what you could be doing in your business differently. You know, one of the things I think that's really important when you're new to a business or new to a company, or when you hire people, specifically, if you're a business owner, is that period of time right when you get hired on. I think it's a really crucial moment, and it's a great opportunity for you as a business owner to bring in some new blood and really get a good look at what your business is doing right and what your business is doing wrong through the eyes of a perspective or a new hire that hasn't already been a part of your culture. And that's kind of how I view the new breed, the next generation of contractors that are coming in with new ideas, fresh perspectives, and new ways of doing things, and they're making it better. And in some ways it's better, in other ways it may not be better. And we're going to discuss all that today and find what works and what doesn't. And I'm so thankful to have April with us, and we'll have her on here in just 1 second. But before that, I want to do a quick shout out to our sponsors, C3 Group and Atlas Roofing. You know, when it comes to public adjusting, everyone knows the pitfalls of what it is to hire a public adjuster. In fact, most contractors hate hiring public adjusters. Most PAs have little to no experience actually writing an estimate. They don't know how to supplement. They're not really good at negotiating a claim. All they really do is delay the whole situation and really make empty promises that make it much more difficult for us in the long run. Well, that's not C3 Group. You guys need to get to know them. If you're looking for a public adjuster that's going to be on your side and work with you, these are the guys that you need to know. They've been around for 9 years and they really know their stuff. They know they have the best investigative unit in the industry as far as public adjusters go, and they are killing it out there. Their director, he's even an Xactimate certified trainer, and if you've seen any of their training videos and their tutorials, they do a phenomenal job of helping us grow as contractors. So quit hiring the guys that just see you as a claims provider and are really good at talking about claims and marketing, and instead call the guys that know what they're doing. Call C3 Group. Go to C3 Adjusters to c3adjusters.com to learn more and to get started with them. And also, real quick, have you guys checked out Atlas Roofing lately? I'm a huge fan of Atlas. They're doing some phenomenal stuff in our industry, and they're continuing to set the bar really high when it comes to their relationship with contractors. They keep on doing really cool stuff to help contractors grow, become better. And if you haven't checked out their Asphalt Life community, you've got to do it. Asphalt Life exists to bring you the most valuable information on how you can run a better, leaner business while maximizing your live, roof, play lifestyle. To learn more, go to atlasroofing.com/asphaltlife and get involved in what they're doing, because it's amazing. So, guys, without further ado, I'm going to invite my friend April to come in here, and we're going to discuss some of the things that contractors are doing and this new breed of contractors are doing to help be innovative and change the landscape for us. April, welcome to the show, my friend. So good to have you.
Thank you so much for having me on the show today, John.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, and I'm glad that we've gotten to do this. I know we've worked together at some different conferences. I was able to attend your event in Texas last year, and it was amazing. And it was an honor to be there. And so I'm so glad that you've decided you've allowed us to be on the show today. That you've been on here. It's so great.
Thank you too.
So I wanted to talk to you because I know that you're really involved in our industry with your consulting company, with what you do, the training, the different events that you guys put together. And one of the things that fascinates me, especially as we keep going through this, and I get a little bit more involved from viewing the industry from this perspective, is watching these new contractors come into our space. And some of the things that they have brought with them, the knowledge, the different tactics that probably weren't so accepted or used a few years ago, but now they're becoming more like a more mainstream kind of way of doing things. And I
Mhm.
wanted to talk to you about that and kind of get your perspective on what you think about that and how what you've seen that's been really kind of different and innovative from this next generation of contractors.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've been in the industry for a very long time, so I've seen all the changes from years back. When I started my first roofing and construction company back in college. And so it's been a while, but I mean, as far as the innovation, things have changed so much. I mean, back in the day, you could get away with having a phone book, yellow page ad, and then it went into websites and now all social media. So I see the contractors that are doing very well. They're on social, they're doing videos all the time, and they're growing their company, they're growing their brand that way. I've also seen some contractors, you know, in the past, just knowing contractors from all over, they've always wanted to hire sales reps that have been in the business and had previous experience. Well, some of the top companies that I see coming up that have had explosive growth, they haven't hired anybody who's had any experience. They wanted to train them from the beginning, and they've had explosive growth just with, I guess maybe not having any bad habits come in that you get from other companies. So there's been a lot of changes as far as technology, different apps and things, and it keeps changing. So I always say if you don't change with the times will change without you.
Well, let me ask you, like we're talking about changing. What do you think of like the generation that has come up, the baby boomers per se that have been out here doing this now for the last 20, 30, 40 years? How are they viewing the changes that are coming in?
Well, I think that they're looking and taking a step back and they're adapting. I've seen a lot of them slowly start to adapt with changes as far as, doing more stuff on social. A lot of times, like when they come to my events, I get contractors that have been in the business from, anywhere from like a couple years to 15 plus 20 years. And I usually hear a couple of different things. They say, the ones that have been in the business forever. Um, I mean, of course, we got to look at things. There's things that work that, they're always going to work, but with technology, it does change. So I hear from contractors, they're like, wow, I used to do that and I stopped doing it. And now that I was here, I was reminded that that works. I'm going to start doing it again. And then as far as like the technology and new techniques and really the change in the industry, even no matter how long they've been in the business, they always come back and say, wow, thank you. That was fresh. I didn't know this was going on and I need to adapt this into my business, especially if it's law, so they don't get in trouble.
Well, yeah, there's the law part of it, which that's constantly changing.
Yeah.
And that kind of changes the way you do business. And I know in certain states like Texas and Florida, where you've got these strong UPPA laws, and that's a big deal for them. But as far as technology goes, you mentioned social media,
Mhm.
and contractors that are out posting more and doing more stuff and really harnessing the power of that. What do you think is kind of their secret, or what's the thing that's really powerful there that a lot of contractors are missing right now?
I would have to say consistency. You see some here and there. The ones that are more consistent, you see at least a weekly post. Just from talking with them, they've had extreme growth in their business, but being consistent with it, and then contractors that aren't using certain apps. I mean, there are certain apps that I think are just a must have in this industry. If you're working in the insurance restoration industry, you need to know where the hail's at, right? Hail Trace is amazing
Right.
what they can do with their technology, other CRMs to help make your business run more smooth. Every time I still get contractors that come in and they're not using any type of CRM. They're writing estimates, and I help get them changed over. And it's a little bit of a learning curve, but afterwards they're like, wow, my business is running so much more smooth. And so I just think that if they don't start getting up with the apps and different technology, they're going to be lost. And so I like to bring that, like when I do the SRC Summit, we have a trade show. So I like to bring in the different technology and just let the attendees get to see it face to face and see what works best for them. And a lot of times, the majority of them always pick up something new there that they start implementing into their companies.
Yeah, and there's a lot of great tools out there that, it's funny when we call them tools, because as a contractor, I'm always thinking like a new hammer, but it really is. These are tools that you should be using in your business to work on your business and make it better.
I agree. I mean, there's so many different, it just makes things so much easier. It keeps you organized. Company Cam is an amazing product. Technology, just the organization of it. I've had contractors who got in, they're like, wow, this changed my life, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, and it is life-changing when they start to see what the possibilities are for their business. And it's a little I feel like sometimes it's a little intimidating.
Yeah.
And once you start to use it though, you start to become a part of your culture. It changes your business and how it's perceived. And so, there's a lot of things of that nature that are a big deal. But what are some of the fears that some contractors have when it comes to innovation?
Well, I would have to say it's just something else that they have to add on their plate, right? If they don't have the proper staff to help with new technology, as far as like a CRM or just any sort of app, there's a little bit of hesitancy for one, the cost. Second, am I using it right, and how much time is it going to take me to learn this, right?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And it was kind of funny. We were shooting the episode with the truck wrap earlier this week that's getting ready to come out. And there was a contractor that we were talking about. He was like, man, I really want more sales reps so that we can do more sales.
Mhm.
And then we asked him about supplementing just randomly, like, hey, like, what do you do for supplementing? He goes, well, all my guys have to do their own supplementing. And I'm like, well, if you outsource your supplementing, now you're freed up all that time with your sales reps so they can sell more. And you don't have to go out and hire people. So understanding that you can utilize these services, and not just the technology, but the services as well, that weren't around 10, 15, 20 years ago. I mean, I remember when I started in this industry and I was like 13 helping my dad measure roofs, and we were tossing tennis balls over roofs to get measurements. And I learned how to count tabs and, climbing roofs and having to figure out, I mean, now we have Eagle View. We have all these new things that have changed the entire industry and made it so much better for us to get these tasks accomplished that before used to take forever.
Oh, I agree. I mean, it's been like night and day with over the 10 plus 15 years of just the change in it. It makes it so much easier where you don't have to learn how to get up there and measure out squares. You just order it on EagleView, right?
Right, exactly.
It
I
saves a
mean, how
lot
much
of
time
time.
does that save a salesperson? Just that one tool alone.
Oh, a
I mean,
ton of
you can sell a lot more roofs because you don't have to. I mean, when I was adjusting, I remember after Hurricane Irma, I went out and adjusted for a few months, and there was I literally one day I inspected 19 roofs as an adjuster. The only way that was possible was because I wasn't sitting there measuring the roof. I can get in and out of there 25, 30 minutes
time.
tops. And because I can just order my sky measure right then and it shows up in the next little bit, and I don't have to think about it. And now it's, just thinking, if you're a roof salesman and you want to really maximize your efficiency, you're talking multiples of several times over as far as efficiency goes if you start using these technologies and these tools.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's just amazing how it's changed over time. And you can just, like you said, be more efficient. You get more work done, more roofs on a day to day basis. And it's pretty cool. I mean, I have learned that some, roofing companies have adapted to doing, the Zoom instead of in person, they've been doing Zoom with their homeowners and been able to close deals. So that's something new due to COVID. That's
Oh
come,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, that's become such a that's it's funny how people are no, are looking at working in an office so much differently now.
I know it's strange. That's going to even change too. Look at the commercial real estate industry as far as moving forward. They're probably going to scale back a lot with companies, I'm thinking.
Yeah, definitely. Now, let me ask you about something else, and this is kind of in a different direction, but it's still innovative, and I think that there's a lot of value to this. So you did something during SRC that I thought was really cool, and you had the Women in Roofing panel,
Yes.
and I know that there's a Women Roofers Association, correct?
Yes, National Women in Roofing.
Yeah, talk to me a little bit about that and some of the innovation that's coming out of that group, because I know that there's a lot of really cool stuff that that these ladies have come up with that is really changing the industry as well.
Yeah, so National Women in Roofing is amazing. I'm part of the organization here in Dallas. So there's different chapters. So if you want to join, you have to go like toward the city that you're in your state. But what we do is, we get together. We have different pillars that we go by. We do learning, we do networking. We build each other up. We stay on top of what's happening in the industry. It's been very, very different this year because we've had to put some of our events on hold. Just because of COVID. I had an amazing event scheduled with Tom Ziegler at Ziegler headquarters. He was going to be
Oh, nice.
talking to us about Choose to Win, and that was just for the NWIR members. And we have to just postpone it to a little bit further in the fall. But we do a lot of stuff to get together. Iron sharpens iron. We get women together, and because we're there's not a lot of us in the industry, so it's such a great organization to be a part of. So this year at the SRC Summit, I had the Women's Leadership Panel, and then NWI was our IR was there representing. They had a booth, and so this year I had record numbers for women. Obviously, it's a male-dominated industry, so it's always a high 90% male, but we had just a phenomenal amount show up. So there's many women in this industry, and so now we're over the last year or so we're starting to come together more. So it's positive, and I'm excited about that. I'm going to do this again for SRC next year. I'm going to have another women's leadership panel, and I'll do a women's brunch as well. So I'm really excited for it.
That's really cool. And so, and I know there's always been women in roofing in one way, shape, or form, and there were owners before, but you bringing them together and really helping them grow. What are some of the obstacles that you feel like there's there that we're still facing in our industry when it comes to that?
Um, Off the top of my head, really is, I think women get questioned a lot more in this industry as their knowledge, just because it's always been a male dominated industry. I mean, I even get roofers on the phone when I do my events, and they test my knowledge. They ask me certain questions. And I just think that's,
Hmm.
it's part of the industry. But yeah, I think they're just going to be tested a little bit more to see if they know what they're talking about.
Yeah, I could see that being an issue for sure. I'd love to learn more about that and get more involved and have you come on and talk about that in a whole episode, because I think there's a lot of value to that, and and the opportunities there, and I could tell, like, just off of what you guys did when you guys spoke on the stage, when we got to hear it, it really is a very it's a whole new way. There's a lot of techniques and things that you guys are doing that is really paving the way for the future and for what this industry can look like. And there's so much good that you guys are bringing. I'm really excited about that.
Well, thank you.
So, April, I love what you're doing as far as when you're helping contractors and some of the things that you're helping them with as far as your events go. I know you've got an event coming up next week, I think, right?
Yeah, it's next Thursday, July 30th.
Yeah, and I saw some names on there. I think I saw Jonathan Sherwood's posting stuff about this, and some other people. I think he said Steve Patrick, Elizabeth, and some other folks are going to be there. Tell me a little bit about that event and where that event goes when it comes to being innovative and how that fits into it, and what kind of stuff you guys are going to go over.
Yeah, for sure. So that event, nobody's seen each other in person for months, right? I mean, the last time I held an in-person event was the SRC Summit at the end of January. So I wanted to do something a little bit different. Typically, when I do an event, if it's a day, it's going to be a full day. This one's only a half day. So what I wanted to do is just bring people back together again, just to learn, to network, to have fun. So I wanted to do a different venue. I found a really cool venue. It's the Andretti Racing in the Colony.
Cool.
And so it's indoor karting,
Nice.
but they have an amazing conference room. So beforehand, we're gonna do a little race, and be challenging everybody in the race, well, like first, second, and third prize. So we're
That's
doing
awesome.
that. But it's a conference. I mean, I bring people together because we want to learn, we want to stay up with what's happening in the industry. So I have a commercial panel. I like that one. This is going to be the third time I've done it. But contractors always ask me, April, how do I get into commercial, or, how do I get more commercial jobs? So that commercial panel is Jonathan Sherwood, Nick Forcell, and Sam Struthers. And so we're really
Nice.
going to,
Great people.
Yeah, showing you how to do like a sustainable, commercial roof business on your business side. So takes a little bit to get into that, and we're going to go through the details on it. I asked Steve Patrick to do a special presentation for this one. Contractors are constantly getting adjuster objections all the time, every day, right? So a lot of times they're off the wall things you think, wow, I can't believe they said this. Well, what do I say? How do I combat that? So Steve Patrick's doing a full presentation on just answering adjuster objections. So by the time you'll leave, you'll be ready to know what to say the next time you get denied. Elizabeth, she's with Business 411. She's going to be going over, business strategies, marketing strategies, but how to grow your book of business. She works with a lot of roofing contractors all over. She does an excellent job. And then who else do we have? We have Logan Graff, Sam Struthers. I asked them to do something on motivation. They have great company culture. Their team's always motivated. You see them on social media all the time. Everybody's happy. So We're going to be talking about, team building, motivation. Let's see, did I miss anything else? On the law side, I wanted to bring this up because the new Texas law is for the deductible law. A lot of contractors, this is the innovative part, a lot of contractors, since it's a new law, they're missing some of the steps on there. So we're really going to go through. Philip Santa from Morgan & Morgan is going to be talking about the law.
Oh, great.
And so most people know about it, but there are some questions on there that it's just a little gray area. So I want to bring that in just so contractors don't get in trouble. I don't want anybody to get in trouble by not having the proper knowledge. And Jack Hanks is a public adjuster. He's going to be speaking with Philip as well. And we're bringing the public adjusting side into it. So it's a half day. Really just, I want to bring people together for the knowledge part, but we're going to do a lot of fun networking. Dinner's included. We'll have drinks, and we'll be staying later just to hang out and chat.
That's cool. And, when it comes to those events, you said this is innovative, and it is innovative. And I think that it's another example of things that this generation has that previous generations didn't have. I remember like when as a kid, contractors were not friendly to each other.
No, they were not.
They were not friendly to each other. And now, contractors come together, they're hanging out, they're doing events like this, they're sharing knowledge. And that's the biggest thing. Sharing knowledge is so important to us and so important to the innovative part of our industry and the growth of our industry, because you may be going through something and you think that it's just something that you're going through, but in reality, probably every contractor has had difficult times and situations that have come up that they really didn't know what to do either. And now you have a network of contractors that you can reach out to by attending these events, being a part of the groups, being a part of the different events that are out there, the different opportunities to learn and to network, like you said, I think is a massive strength and an advantage that this new generation, this next generation of contractors really have on their side.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that 100%. And the funny thing is, backstory with that is when I first started doing insurance restoration sales training back in 2011, it was brand new. Nobody had done it before. And so it was bringing contractors together. And oh my gosh, it was so hard to get them to share, because for the first time ever, it was, we started in DFW, and contractors were like, oh my gosh, there's my competition. And they were very tight. They did not want to talk. They didn't want to tell where they were working, nothing. So after a little bit of time, we broke them out of their shell. And the magic thing that happened was as soon as they started sharing, it was like, oh, wow, we can be friends. Or like you said, I'm going through that. How did I handle it? And they would share tips and things like that. And they figured, you know what, we're not really competitors. Obviously, we're kind of in the same market, but we can help each other. And so that was kind of like the light bulb that went off after a while. And I've got contractors that have been attending since then. They're like in the same town, same market. And of course, if they're right there, they could be, competitors, right? But they're friends, and they come to my events and they help each other. with things. So it's changed a lot. Social media has really opened it up. We've got so many different great pages where contractors can give feedback and ask questions and get answers right away from other contractors. So I love how it's evolved over the years where people are interested in helping other, contractors are interested in helping other contractors.
And I think we're going to keep seeing that happening more and more in different ways. I remember back when the forums were a big thing, and now it's gone to Facebook groups, and who knows what'll be next. It'll be some form of connectivity that'll even be better than what's out there now. And so I agree that this is something that's not going to stop. It's going to get more and more. If you haven't been getting involved, if you've been kind of on the sidelines, a little bit reluctant, I get it. It's okay. But the opportunity still exists. You can still get involved today. You can go and be a part of these groups and start to network and meet the other contractors in your area, or not even, if you don't want to meet people in your area, go to Dallas to one of these events, go to IRE or to some of the other stuff that's out there, that these events that are opportunities for you as a contractor to gain a lot of knowledge, gain a new network of friends, and, find people that are dealing with the same stuff you're dealing with. A lot of contractors are still islands. And that's a dangerous place to be. It's unprotected. You're out in the middle of nowhere. You basically are by yourself, and they feel like that's a safe place to be. But I think it's actually one of the most dangerous places to be as a contractor.
Yeah, I agree. Because there's so many different things that can slip through if you're not paying attention. You're like, oh my gosh, I just did this, and now I'm going to be in trouble, right?
Well, yeah, you get complacent. And you work twice as hard to have the same thing happen anyways, because you didn't have someone to reach out to. You didn't have a network. You didn't have a group that could help you with things. And so I totally agree. And I appreciate what you're doing, because I think it's one of the best things in our industry is bringing these contractors together, giving them education, giving them tools, giving them new resources, and helping them become innovative. And that's awesome to see. And I really appreciate you for that. April, you've been doing this for a while. I appreciate you so much, and it's such an honor for you to be on the show today. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it too.
Absolutely. We'll have you on again soon, and we'll discuss that here after this, but thank you so much.
All right. Thanks so much, John. Have a great day.
Yep, you too.
Bye.
So, folks, that was April Hall. She is doing amazing stuff in our industry and is really helping pave the way and lead the way in so many different areas with the Women's Association, the SRC groups, the conferences, the stuff that she's doing, the training. You guys need to connect with her, get information, find out what's going on, stay involved. If you're focused on growing your business, which I know it's easy to get complacent, it's easy to see that you have a system in place and that system works, break it. Try something different, try something new, find a way to grow to the next level. And these events, these types of people that are thinking outside the box, that are seeing the industry in a unique way, are probably seeing things that you're not seeing and are able to really share that with you and help you grow. So I'm all about innovation. I'm all about growth. I'm all about helping you as a contractor become better. And this is one of the ways that you should be doing it. If you're not paying attention, go check them out. Check out the Catalyst Group. Check out all the different vendors that are doing stuff for the industry. They're not just there to sell you something, but a lot of them are there to really help you and give you a lot of information and hopefully take some of the burden of what you're having to do internally and take that off of you and give it to someone that can do it possibly even better than you can, and help you save some time and energy and resources and everything else. So, but thank you so much for watching today. I hope this was a great episode. We'll be back on Tuesday again, and I have some really cool planned for Tuesday. I think you guys are going to really enjoy, and it's going to be a fun episode. So, but thank you so much for being a part of this, and we will see you pretty soon. We'll see you. Thanks so much for watching today's show. Make sure to like and subscribe our pages so that you can stay up to date with every episode. And by the way, this show is all about you, the American contractor. Be sure to comment, let us know what you want to hear about and what subjects you want us to touch on. We'll be sure to include them in a future episode. Thanks again, and I hope you have a great day.